Oh, so hot, you're Asian. This was the first time that I've seen Asian American male insecurity issues get brought up on a major dating show, and we gotta talk about it. Man, whew, it wasn't pretty, but I'm glad the convo's going. I'm out in Bangkok, Thailand right now, and I'm about to do this video. I'm gonna show you a bunch of clips. I'll give you my reaction to it. But first, I gotta go grab some Cafe Suda Viet coffee to get this going. I'm here at On Cafe over in Ekamai. Let's check it out. All right, the question is, do I get the egg coffee or just a regular Cafe Suda? Oh, they got banh mi's here too. I'm sorry? Soy milk? It's okay. Coconut coffee has whipped cream on top? Cream?
Ice cream.
Ice cream on top? Oh shoot, I can't do that. Just get the Vietnamese iced milk coffee small. Yeah, that's it. Oh my God, I can't believe it. I just realized that I forgot my wallet. They do not take tap card. Like you can't tap your phone that's connected to your Apple Wallet or nothing like that. They needed cash or a Thai bank card. Yeah, that's rough. I gotta go to a different coffee shop. I had to go to Rolling Roasters because I could pay with my tap card, but look how beautiful this cafe is, man. Thailand really has some beautiful architecture. All right, so basically these clips from the show Love is Blind are going viral right now involving Asian Patrick, Asian Anna, and blonde white Casey. Let's talk about it. The first clip to me is the most important and is the most poignant and interesting to me, as it is two Asian people crying about both being Asian and making a connection. Let's run the clip.
Wait, you're not Japanese?
No, I have my stepdad's last name, who is half Japanese.
Are you Chinese?
Partly. I'm Chinese and I'm Cambodian.
That's just so hot.
I'm a mix.
Ugh, it's so hot.
What are you?
I'm Chinese.
Oh, that's really hot.
Dude, come on. Come on. As a person, there's two sides of it. As a person, me, who has talked about being Asian for so long, it's laughable. I laugh. Oh, you're Chinese, that's so hard. Oh. It's like, oh my gosh, you're Chinese and Cambodian. Oh, that's so hard, so hot. I'm just like, what is going on right here? Have these two Asian people forgotten that they're Asian? Anyways, I don't want to just laugh at it. Part of me also wants to empathize, because what happens sometimes, even to this day, which you think it happens less, but depending on where you grow up, let's say you're growing up in Denver, like Patrick, only Asian kid at his school, blah, blah, blah. But basically, you can be so disconnected from the Asian American experience and Asian American conversations, not necessarily disconnected from your family, but disconnected from the conversation and leaning into being Asian, that you start to see other Asians like you're white. I think Patrick, not to his fault, has spent a lot of his life adapting and assimilating to just Colorado culture. A lot of people, they're just gonna assimilate to who they're around. This is the reason why also a lot of women are known to date white guys or non-Asians in general, which they do get a lot of flack on the internet, which is not always out of ill intent, sometimes it is, but not always, where it's just, they're just going out with who's around them and who's hitting on them and who's approaching them. And so Patrick has spent a lot of his life not really trying to be Asian. I know he knows he's Asian, he gets reminded of that, but he's not fully confident and proud of it. When they're making a connection now and it's two Asians, they're like, oh my gosh, I didn't think I'd connect with another Asian. This is beautiful, this is hot, oh my God, this is what my parents always wanted. But honestly, you can be so disconnected that you start to see other Asians as a white person. So now you can actually, I think, it's possible to be of Asian blood and still almost exoticize or slightly fetishize other Asians because you're so removed from it. I think that's what this clip shows. I think it's a really interesting one. Obviously, it's kind of cringy too, to be honest, but empathizing that these people have not spent a lot of time thinking about their Asian identity. Also reminds me a lot of why me and David do the videos that we do. We make all the videos that we do over the years talking about being Asian and Asian American and breaking it down and making people be more knowledgeable about themselves and about their identity and having that first conversation, because clearly these people do not have conversations about being Asian very often. So that's why they're crying about making a connection with other Asians on a TV show, which it almost seems ridiculous. I get it, but we have to understand where they come from. I guess to some extent, I empathize. But what happens after all that crying, the sobbing, the connection? Anna, Chinese Anna, what do? Patrick goes and proposes to you, starts walking over, I'm gonna walk over on my knee, and she ghosts him. She's out. She literally is not there. Let's run the clip.
Patrick and I put context clues together about what we might look like. Typically, if I knew that some guy was Asian, I would eliminate them. With you, I'm like almost like more attracted to you.
She says he's met his match. She's really into him. She's excited about him. And then this leads to what seems like a potential proposal. And then he shows up in the pods and it's silence.
Anyone here?
This made me so sad.
Now, I think initially as an Asian guy, I'm thinking, wow, Anna really is that whitewashed Asian girl who still only prefers white men. And even though she cried about connecting with another Asian, she actually, at the end of the day, cannot see herself with an Asian guy. I don't know if that's the case. I'm not gonna fully accuse her of all that, but that is a thought that came to mind. But in a follow-up interview when they asked her why she just abruptly left the show, literally ghosted him, she bounced. She just left the pod. I guess she had this excuse. She was like, oh, I was feeling very vulnerable and sharing sides of myself that I didn't. And I'm just like, isn't that what you're supposed to do on a dating show? Aren't you supposed to be like vulnerable and like, reveal yourself? I thought that's what this whole show was about. I felt like that was a bad answer. But yeah, it kind of sucks that the first time you see an Asian guy talk about him being Chinese Cambodian, and by the way, I do want to say that that's significant for him to even say he's Cambodian. Literally, Chinese and Cambodian is not even an Asian identity that has ever really been talked about in the mainstream. So I'm glad that he was able to reveal that and just even put that phrase in people's minds so that they understand that Chinese Cambodian is even a real identity. It's kind of sad. I feel bad for Patrick. Anyways, my point is that the first time in mainstream dating show history that the identity of Chinese Cambodian is shared, which I think is obviously not unless you're Asian, really, you never really heard that phrase, Chinese and Cambodian, right? I think it's sad that the first time that this identity is shared and that there's this moment shared between two Asians is that, I don't know how to say this, but I just wish it was a cooler moment. I just wish they were cooler. The next clip I want to talk about is between him and beautiful blonde Casey. All right, Casey's background is a little bit controversial as apparently it is found out that she was a previous contestant from another season, and I guess she has a boyfriend this whole time, which definitely changes how I view the whole situation, but let's just run the clip.
Do you think I should share it with you?
I think you should.
Like my ethnicity? Well.
Or where are your parents from?
Well, let me think this through for a second.
Okay. I'm wondering why you're so hesitant.
About it? Mm-hmm. I just don't want to, like, be judged for it.
Oh, man. That clip, I had a lot of thoughts when I watched it. First thought was, okay, I empathize with Patrick, even though I didn't grow up as the only Asian in my time. I remember what it's like being the only Asian guy in a certain group or a certain friend group. Man, I just wish he didn't. He said he was very confident and cool about his background, but the truth is, he's obviously not that confident and secure. So he was very hesitant to share. Obviously, Love is Blind. Not sure why Casey's pushing for it. I don't know if she has the right intentions in the show or whatever, but again, I don't know. This might all be fake too, so who cares? But anyways, this is a real interaction. You have a beautiful blonde girl who I would consider above average attractive, obviously. And then you have an Asian guy who's not bad looking, large, maybe could work out a little bit more. But anyways, yeah, man, like the way he was flustered, he was like flipping through his notebook looking for an answer. I didn't really understand why he was flipping through his notebook. But basically, this is a very relatable moment where you are almost afraid to tell someone that you're Asian. And you know what I relate to? It's funny. I don't think I really felt this way around non-Asians explaining that I'm Asian because I think it's very clear I'm Asian. I was never on one of these blind date shows or anything. But I remember when I first moved to Los Angeles and I was living in Koreatown back some years ago. Okay, things have changed. But I felt a little bit self-conscious to be honest, a little bit of being Chinese in a Korean context, because I would meet so many Koreans, Korean men and women, but obviously on the women's side, you know, I was young and single trying to date, and they were like, oh, you're Chinese? And I'm like, because they would think that I'm Korean at first, so it'd get me the interaction almost. But then when they found out I was Chinese, they would like be so disappointed. Like that was the number one way I was disappointing Korean people in Los Angeles at that time. Was like, they'd be like, oh, are you Korean? And then they'd be speaking Korean to me and I'd be like, no, I'm Chinese. I know I'm about to break your heart because you probably wish I was Korean right now, but I'm not, you know? And that happened several times in Los Angeles that I remember. So basically what I'm saying is like, I do kind of understand that feeling that he had when he was like so hesitant, because he was like, oh my gosh, if I tell her that I'm Asian, she's like, what if she just like judges me and is like let down? And to be honest, I think she was judging, even though she said that her whole family is like open-minded and all that stuff, you know. And maybe, again, it's probably also just because she wanted to be on the show for clout. So I think that's the primary reason. So Patrick, don't get too down on yourself. But man, that was just so hard to watch. But I will say this, those are some interactions I had not seen on a dating show before. So I guess I got the conversation going. And finally, at the end of it all, you know, Casey says she's willing to marry him, or like they want to meet up and they see each other in person, and she does kiss him, makes out with him, embraces him, but then within hours leaves the show and admits that she's not going to be attracted to him. And that leaves Patrick devastated, because obviously, clearly from this clip that I'm about to show, Patrick was super in love with her when he saw her. He was like, oh my God, she's so beautiful. Play the clip.
Obviously, Casey's absolutely gorgeous. You don't have to say much, but I could see a lot of people judging her for her appearance just because of how beautiful she is. But I got to know her on a really deep level. I'm super excited. I love her. We're gonna have the most beautiful baby you've ever seen. Just to smell her pheromones. I don't know the right word right now. Pheromones. Her pheromones just smelled like love. It just felt like she just has such a good heart. I just know it. It just protrudes through the pheromones.
I think overall, this was an incredible experience for Patrick and Anna. And I think it was a big learning lesson. I think it was a breakthrough in their lives about connecting with other Asian people, which I know in 2025 sounds ridiculous. Like, oh, how hard is it to meet another Asian person? You could have gone on the dating apps and met people. But I will say this, after going to Denver one time, there is not a lot of Asians. And so, you know, I don't want to fully blame people, but I will say this, even in today's age, there is a lot of people who are still disconnected from the internet, from the online Asian communities and the online Asian content. So they're not having these conversations. So I'm happy for them in the sense that I think this was a good experience for them and a good conversation to have. Unfortunately, it took being on this show to have this conversation. So that's why it's important to watch YouTube sometimes. I get it, there's a lot of slop out there. But you know us, I stand by the content that had you watched some of our videos before and had this conversation before, you know, you wouldn't have to go through this on camera in front of the whole world. I'm happy that they had the conversation. I don't love how it went down. It wasn't pretty. It was awkward. It was cringe. It was goofy. Oh, so high, crazy. But I do think that these people have a higher chance of dating another Asian now. You know, obviously that the whole world has seen it. Patrick, he's, you know, I think that unfortunately, sometimes it takes something this extreme, a conversation this extreme, for people to even like start to think about people of their own culture. And that's where Asian America is still at. I think it was a little bit sad to see that this is where a lot of Asian Americans at the age of 27, Anna's 27, Patrick's 31. These are Asians growing up in America with access to YouTube, Instagram, all the technology, and they still are this disconnected from being Asian. I think it goes to show you, I don't want to say how far back Asian Americans are, but like how you can still, how this almost feels like something that happened like 15 years ago, where you thought, because there's all this awareness about being Asian now and all these Asian faces, Asian conversation, a lot of people still miss all that. They still live in their own bubbles. I guess, Patrick, I hope you find love as a guy who's on his own dating journey. I understand how hard it can be. I'm glad I'm not on that show. Guys, let me know what you guys think. Thank you so much for watching. Currently, I am on an Asia trip. I will be coming back to America, but I'm on this trip for a while. So Bangkok, a bustling, slightly chaotic, but very safe and friendly city. I love it out here. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.